All right, we're going to welcome in the Iowa State Cyclones, Coach Bill Fennelly, Ashley Joens, and Nyamer Diew. We'll start with a statement from the head coach, and then we'll open up to questions for the student athletes.
The first thing I want to say is how impressed I am with Anna Lanusa, Taylor Robertson, and Maddie Williams. Three amazing players, three amazing people, what they've done for Oklahoma women's basketball, what they've done for our league. And I'm just glad we don't have to guard them ever again. Another great game. Two teams that played as hard as they could play. Great environment. Just excited that we could do the things we needed to do. I thought we defended as best we could. Made some big shots at big times. And really, I think the other thing was obviously what Nye gave us off the bench. And it speaks to the character of our team, I think. And I think everyone needs to hear this is obviously Nye was great in the first half. And we were going to start her in the second half. And she said, Coach, Mo's a senior. She should start. Let me come off the bench. When was the last time you heard that? That's the kind of team I get to coach every day. So excited to get to coach against a great Texas team tomorrow.
All right, we'll open up to questions for the student athletes. Just raise your hand, state your name and affiliation. We'll start here on the front. Oh, we'll start in the third row.
Hey, Mark Freund, WHO 13 out of Des Moines. Ashley and Nye, Bill just kind of said the timeliness of the shooting. The timely threes were huge today, not only in the second half, late down the stretch there, but in the first half as well. What can you say about kind of just how important the timing of some of those threes were?
Yeah, I know Nye hit a lot of them. Emily did a great job of getting the ball into the paint, being able to kick the ball, and Nye knocked down some shots. Lexi knocked down some shots. Everyone really knocked down shots at the right time, and that makes a huge difference when you're kind of in a scoring drought or you're not getting stops on defense. You have to keep scoring. So those were huge.
Yeah, and I would just say that consistency, like we work on it every day. We work on your shot every day, and sometimes it doesn't go in, but like at the right time, the basketball gods will reward us. So I think that's what it was, a little bit.
In the front row.
Nye, can you kind of take us through that conversation you had with Coach Fennelly? When did you tell him? Where did you tell him? And why did you do that? Like he had said, most people probably wouldn't do that.
No, yeah, for sure. I think Mo's not going to play in the Big 12 tournament again, and she deserves a starting spot. Like, I can be a little streaky sometimes, but Mo was always there. She was always supporting me. She was the first person who came out to me yesterday after the game and was like, it's fine, you just keep your head in it. So I definitely think Mo deserves it. She's the ultimate teammate. She's a great person off the court, and I just knew, it was more comfortable to come off the bench, so, why not just help everyone out? And I want to be there for my teammates when I can, and I don't want to, mess up my own mojo, but, my teammates, they're doing great with that starting five. They got a connection, so I think it was just a lot of just, my connection with Mo and just knowing that Mo deserved it, so.
Can you kind of take us through when you had that talk with Coach?
Yeah, I went up to Steyer right when we came out at halftime, and I was like, hey, is there a chance I can come off the bench? And Steyer was like, oh, yeah, if that's more comfortable, for sure. And I was like, and then I talked to Coach Fenn, and he was like, yeah, for sure. Thanks for saying that. A lot of people wouldn't do that, so, yeah.
Now, as part of that, kind of your personality as a player, too, that you're more comfortable bringing the energy off the bench?
Oh, yeah, for sure. My teammates, I love supporting my teammates. They're so fun to watch. So sometimes when you get a chance to just do it on the bench a little bit before you go in, you see the flow of the game and, bring another set of energy when everyone's a little tired, and you see things differently from the bench sometimes. So, just helping my teammates out in whatever way. Yeah. And
then for either of you guys, just with who stepped up numbers-wise on the stat sheet the last two games, is it kind of a reminder that anyone can have a big game, anyone can go off for a big night, and that's kind of your formula to winning?
Yeah, we all trust in each other, and we believe in our team, and anyone can go off at any time, and we know that if we just stick together, play together, and things are going to go well for us.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think it's also what Coach Fenn said at the beginning of the year, when Steph wasn't injured, we had 7 potential starters, so you just got to play a role, and at any given time, your time will come, so just stay ready.
Rob Gray, Cedar Rapids Gazette. Ashley, I feel obliged, I guess, to ask about going over 3,000 points, 14th player in NCAA women's basketball history to do that. I mean, what does it mean to you? What does it say about the team around you and all that?
Yeah, obviously I wouldn't be able to do that without the coaches and my teammates. They do an amazing job of putting me in positions to be successful and be able to score that many points. But obviously it's a big honor, and I wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Can I just say, Ash is a very hard worker. We see it day in and day out. So she's definitely deserving of this. So congrats, Ash.
And for either or both of you, when they were up, they were feeling pretty good. It felt like when they were up 8, hitting the shots and getting some stops against you guys. What switched it for you guys? Was it better defensive intensity, or what? Because you kind of ran away with it for a while after that.
I think we just had to buy in more defensively, get some rebounds, and use that in our advantage to get some points on the offensive end as well.
And it's a game. Basketball is a game of runs, so just stopping them when they're going on their run or like scoring a bucket just to help us a little bit. And I also think it says a lot about our first half and how we were able to get such a big lead, and we were never giving up at any point of the game. So.
M.A. Vopel, ESPN.com. Ashley, I'm not letting you get away with that easy of an answer on 3,000 points. Talk about what it takes, how many shots, how much you've worked. I know you like to inspire little kids, and a lot of them are watching you today. What it takes to do what you did today. I know you've always credited your teammates, but just what you've done, individually to do that.
I mean, it all goes back to when I was growing up in the backyard. You're back there shooting, not really thinking about what you're going to do eventually. Obviously, there was always the dream of playing college basketball, but to be able to do it here at Iowa State and to be able to do it this successfully has been a huge blessing.
Do we have any other questions for the student athletes? All right, we'll let them head back to the locker room. Oh, we got one more. We'll go here and then back on the left.
Ashley, just what's your feeling right now, just being able to go to that Big 10 or Big 12 championship game?
We feel really good right now. We're gonna get back to the hotel, get our schedule for tomorrow, and just get ready to go.
Nye, can you just talk about the energy you bring? I think in this, in this, arena, every time you hit a shot, the people exploded, and you seem to really, kind of help the crowd. Can you just talk about that part of your game that you bring? Yeah,
I mean, I feel like it's not hard. Playing with this team, it's really not hard. Threes are exciting. We shoot a lot of them. But just knowing that, like, sometimes it's not going the way it is, but, like, always having, like, Mo and the rest of my teammates always supporting me no matter what's happening, I feel like there's no way you could be so upset about something because turn around and we might hit a 3 and it's exciting. So, yeah.
We got one question in the far back.
Kobe Gaines, WHO 13 News in Des Moines. Ashley, I got to ask you the cliche question. What was it like going up against your sister tonight?
We don't really notice it, I guess. You're just out there playing. You don't really realize it at the time, and then we can talk after the game.
No words back and forth during the game?
No.
All right, we'll let you guys head back to the locker room. We'll see you back here tomorrow. If you have a question for Coach, go ahead and just raise your hand. We'll start here, front row.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill, I don't know if it's worth asking, but I'm going to ask who's going to be on Rory Harmon tomorrow.
Probably. The thing about Texas is obviously their size. And, you have the best on-ball defender in the league and a lot of size. So we'll try and figure out something. But what I told the team was the same thing I told them after the game last night. Just don't even think about Texas. Celebrate what they did today. It's the coach's job. And then we'll get them ready tomorrow. But let them enjoy this one a little bit.
Were you going to start doing the second half if she hadn't come up to you? And
Yes.
I guess, in a sense, I don't want to say karma is not the right word, but is it just kind of good vibes coming back all the way around for somebody to do something like that and then have the game that they did?
No, she was going to start the second half. We changed our defense. And then right before the second half, she walked up to me and said, Coach Fenn, motion start. I'd rather come off the bench. Is that okay with you? I'm like, yeah. I was a little stunned and very proud that she cared enough about her teammates. So, and that's just, Nye's very much into, she senses what's going on, and when it's going in a certain way, I think she's like, can we just repeat what we did in the first half? So, yeah, it was her decision, and luckily it was in time we could get Mo back in there before we got in trouble.
So it was like
right on the court, right 2 minutes before the second half started, 3 minutes. Yeah, as soon as I walked out on the court, she grabbed me and said, Coach, and that's what happened.
How much does that sense of momentum, I guess, from Nye play into her game?
No, Nye's a very emotional kid. Obviously, when things are going well, she's very excited, and it brings a little energy, obviously. And, you know, I think yesterday she never got into the flow of the game. She got in foul trouble and just never even had a chance. And today, obviously, when you play Oklahoma, the thing that we said 1,000 times, if we didn't say it 10,000 times, was you have to keep scoring. You have to keep scoring. And that sounds silly, but against them, you do. And we felt like Nye could give us some perimeter, give us an extra perimeter option because of the way they defend. And, you know, she hit a couple early and just really had one of those games like she had, I think, when we played Baylor at home, kind of a similar game.
And the last time you coached in a Big 12 championship was when Bridget was here in Ashley's freshman year. Kind of after the season you've had and everything that you guys have been through, what's it like that it's going to come to an end in a Big 12 championship for Ashley?
No, I think it's a great tribute to everyone. You know, what our players have done, what my staff has done, the fans. I mean, it's you know, it's what you want to do. And you know, it wouldn't have, you know, you lose today, it doesn't mean there's a lot of good things that hasn't happened, but certainly the chance to play in your conference championship game the last time here, which is sad for me in a lot of ways. But our kids are excited about the opportunity, and we know we have a huge task in front of us, but there's only 2 teams playing tomorrow, and we're one of them, so that's kind of cool.
I don't know if you can be humble to a fault, but Ashley, whenever she discusses an accolade or is asked about an accolade, very, very humble and deferential. I'll ask you then just to reflect on 3,000 points and what that means to be in that rarefied air.
You know, I think there's a lot of things that Ash has done, a lot of awards. You know, she doesn't like to talk about it. It's very uncomfortable. And I think someone told me, Box told me, I think there's 14. And I know, well, she got the COVID year. Yeah, she did. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you're on a list of 14 people to ever do something. That's pretty impressive. And that list is some of the greatest players to ever play the game. And for her to be one of those people says a lot about her and her work ethic and her ability, you know, to do those kinds of things. So very proud of her. I didn't realize it was today. I really didn't know that. I should have known that, but I'm glad you guys reminded me.
Coach, you've always talked about how Kansas City is like your favorite city next to Ames. Is there something sort of fitting about the fact that the last year we're municipal, the Cyclone fans get to come on the last day to cheer you guys on?
Yeah, there is a little sentimental part of that, I guess. I love playing here. I think it's a phenomenal venue. I think it's perfect for women's basketball in so many ways, but you know, change happens. But I think for our kids to get to do it tomorrow will be special, and yeah, it brings back a lot of memories of you know, some of the other teams that we've had here, so that have gotten to play in this game. So we're very proud of that fact, and we're proud to represent Iowa State tomorrow.
Payne Blazevich from the Iowa State Daily. Coach, Nye certainly looks energetic on the bench, but what kind of impact does it make for the team and the energy when she's in the game, you know, playing as well as she did today?
No, I think we have a lot of kids on our team that, you know, I don't even know what the word is. You know, they're not outwardly emotional people, but I think what you saw today from Nye, from Nay, I mean, Lex, Emily, I mean, they just, you know, they feed off of each other a little bit. And when one person's doing it the way Nye did it, and And I think the other thing that happens is when you care about your teammates and you have trust and faith in each other, when someone does well, I mean, that's the ultimate thing to me. When you're happy when someone else is doing well. That doesn't happen very often. Most people we live in a me over we world, and when it is we, it is kind of cool. And I think that's what you saw from her teammates and Nye today.
Oklahoma's making the run late. Nye hits the three. Emily Ryan beats the shot clock. Again, the timing of those two, how big did those two moments feel, I guess?
Yeah, I think, that's a great point because they were big. And we had about a 4 or 5 minute spurt where we really looked confused. They went to a zone, and we don't see a lot of zone, and that's on me. Everyone kept thinking I should call timeout, and my dad's probably yelling at me because I didn't. But yeah, I mean, that's what March is about. Em throws that one in at the buzzer. It's a fluke, but that's what makes it cool. And we seemed to hit him in the fourth quarter when we had to have him because we were really struggling to get something to go in the basket.
Bill, Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. You got such great fan support here, and sort of a dichotomy with the men's and the women's. All your fans coming. Next year we go to a different format where the women start and finish right as the men start. You confident that the fan support you've seen will continue at this level and these numbers with the new format, or what kind of challenge does that produce, especially for Iowa State?
No, that's a great question, and it is a challenge. My boss is sitting right behind you, and she's looking at me like, don't say anything. I like them together. I'm going to say it. I love Kansas City. I love the tournaments together. And I don't know how many people are going to be able to spend 10 days down here. I mean, I don't know many people that have that kind of job. And most of our fans playing around spring break and whatever. So, yeah, T-Mobile's a beautiful facility. But I think this is the greatest, besides the NCAA tournament, I've said, this is the greatest tournament there is in the country. And we've changed it. And I said this, my wife's here too, there's a lot of things at home I don't get a choice on, so I don't get a choice with this one, but it's a great question, Barry, because I don't know. It'll hurt the fan base, no question. I mean, for our guys and us to be here at the same time, and our fans love it, and we have crossover, we have fans that love both men's and women's. Some schools have women's fans, some schools have men's fans. Our fans are both. They're basketball fans. So I am disappointed.
All right, that'll conclude Iowa State. Thank you, Coach, for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate your time.
Iowa State will play Texas at 1 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have Oklahoma in here shortly. For Oklahoma, it'll be Nevaeh Tot